So I request our immediate past chairman Bishan Bhai, Nirav Bhai to escort the faculty on the dais.
Okay, so Nirav Bhai is also of the view that we should start the session. So without wasting time of all of you, I have a privilege to introduce our today's learned faculty, none other than CA Kshitij Patel sir. So please give a big round of applause and welcome to sir. Sir is practicing since 1992, 3 decades, and he is a pioneer, I can say, in the KPO and outsourcing business. He brings the business of outsourcing to India. And sir, I remember your first speech, which you have given in abroad, that how India can be helpful in account outsourcing and IT returns, so far as US 1040 returns are concerned. Sir is also nurturing this industry. They are the, I can say, leader in knowledge process outsourcing. He is the leader who knows the way, he goes the way, and he even shows the way to all of us, all the professionals, to do this knowledge process outsourcing. As we all are aware that GST, income tax, all these services which we are expert in that domain, but accounting is the core, audit is the core of all of us, and with the advent of technology, we all can, be a successful in this outsourcing industry as well. Sir is also an expert committee member at GIFT IFSC so far as the account outsourcing, forensic and all other domain are concerned. I request now Nirav Bhai to give him a floral welcome, and we will felicitate sir with the memento. To be in room this time is an opportunity, just like a GIFT IFSC. If you are there, then you will able to take the benefit of that opportunity. And I once again congratulate all of you that you are present in this room. Though others who are enjoying their biological break, I can say that they are the losers. So once again, congratulations, and I request Kshitij sir to take it forward. Thank you very much.
Fellow professionals, good afternoon, everybody. Bishan Bhai, Nirav Bhai, and all the office bearers of the Institute. First of all, let me thank the committee for members in industry and business for inviting me this afternoon to be amongst you all. I congratulate you and welcome you all to this lovely profession of ours. I call it lovely because by thinking out of the box and out of the way, it has taken us to new levels. And also with Institute being partners to the nation, we have helped build a lot of financial systems, procedures, and various financial discipline to be given to the corporates. So I once again congratulate you all and welcome you to this lovely professional, and I hope this will give each one of you a great career ahead. As far as the KPO is concerned and outsourcing is concerned, it is very near and dear to my heart, because way back in 99-2000, when Ahmedabad had very little or no opportunities other than the original tax and audit and company law and etc. to give, at that time we were thinking that at that time Silicon Valley had outsourced a lot of software into India, more particularly in Bangalore. So that is the time when we were thinking that if software coding, software development, etc., could be outsourced in India, then with the help of technology, why can't accounting, tax returns be outsourced? So that was the question which I asked during that time. And I got an answer that debits and credits are the same across the world. If you look at Australia, or if you look at the US, or you look at the UK or any other country, there is always a debit, corresponding to it there is a credit. So the basic principle, 3 principles of accounting doesn't go away. So what else you need to study is the way in which you achieve this, the systems in which you prepare a final accounting financial statements. So that systems needed to be studied. Secondly, if you look at the balance sheet in United States or Australia or any other place, the formats are different. But ultimate results is the assets, the liabilities, the capital, the reserves, etc., etc. Therefore, having this in mind, and also when you look at the tax return, what is a tax return? It is the salary income, the house property, the capital gains, and the other sources. It is same worldwide, only the method of arriving at and the laws are different of various countries. So taking that into mind, we came about that we can deliver such services, right, staying out from India. We studied the laws of each country and we implemented here, and by, I think, when I started the internet connectivity, if you look at 256 kbps was costing around 16 lakh rupees. That was my biggest cost during the 99-2000 era. And today when you look at internet connectivity, I think Jio gives you 100 gigabytes of data at a throwaway price. So our main cost at that time it was the infrastructure cost and not the human cost. And now during this current decade, it is reversed. Your major cost is the human cost, while the infrastructure cost is peanuts. So with this in background, I will take you through my presentation. See, the original CAs, if we call them, are basically had a statute-driven practice. We were dependent upon the statutes, the Income Tax Act or the Companies Act or the VAT Act or the GST Act to be for our work. So because Income Tax Section 44AB has said that only a chartered accountant can do the tax audit, and therefore as a chartered accountant we used to get that audit. Similarly, we have the bank audit, the concurrent audit, because RBI prescribes that you will have to audit, you will have to have concurrent audit. Therefore, we are appointed. So, and also the other work was not very challenging work what we used to do in early days. And therefore, with the changing times, because lot of changes has taken place, therefore, we need to change or we will perish. We had to adopt the change before the change was thrust into it. I will tell you the example of that also. That in foreign countries, if you look at the balance sheets, you are not required to carry out any statutory audits. And similarly, India is also thinking on that lines. So before all the statutory audits of small and medium companies are removed, we should think of venturing into different areas. Similarly, if we look at the tax audit, the original limit for tax audit was 40 lakhs when it came about in 1985. But now if you look at it, it has crossed 1 crore rupees. Means that lot many businesses have come out of the tax audit, and we will be left without work. Similarly with the GST audit and so forth. Therefore, before the change comes to us statutorily, we should think of something very different while starting your career. So what can be the road ahead? So it is adapt to the change and dare to dream big. Don't dream small. Always have big dreams, because it doesn't cost to have a dream. So why not have a big dream, not a small one? So always dream big and do it, drive hard to achieve it. Don't take it for granted that someone is going to come to you and he will do some work for you or make you, your success would be dependent upon somebody else. It is you yourself who will create a path to your own success. And I always say that when you party hard, and when you work hard. Come out of the era of social medias and WhatsApp and Instagram during the office hours. You see that during the office hour you concentrate on your work, and when you party, just party. Don't think about work during that time. So whatever you do it hard. And then comes the out of the box thinking. Think something different. Why you want to be part of the whole crowd? See how you can achieve something different from what people have done. Ask questions. I always say, when you ask 5 whys, you will get the correct answer out of it. Why this has happened? Why this has happened? You ask 5 times and you will get the right answer. Your attitude and perspective needs to change. Basically, you are no more a student. You are a professional. So think professional, look professional, and as well as act like a professional. Basically, no one is here to feed you up now, because when you were a student, everyone would be behind you to see that you succeed in your exams. Now forget that you are a student anymore. Though, in other words, you have to become a student throughout your life when you are a chartered accountant, because all the time you need to study. But the student thing goes away. But that is the professional which takes the additional knowledge. That is very important. Adopt to new technologies. I know you are the new generation, therefore technologies I don't need to bother you with, because the technology is built onto you. And all of you know the technology, use it, and are into the technology. Then capacity building, networking to provide a one-stop solutions. If some data I need to give to you, I know you are the ones who are going into industry. But when we talk about the people in practice, there are 70,000 sole proprietorship firms in India, out of about 80,000 total firms. So most of the people are below 5 partners or are sole proprietorship. And in this challenging era, I will always tell it challenging, the reason being that the laws are complex, it is ever changing, and the client is also, he will Google and come to you. In the morning it is said that you don't Google, but you don't tell the client not to Google. So the client will have more information about the question than what you have the answer. So you have to be ready for it. And therefore, now we need to focus on whatever we are doing. If someone is good at GST, he or she needs to work on the GST and acquire the expertise into it. May that be Indian accounting standards or the international standards or whatever you may do. But you have to focus on what you do. And therefore, if you are going into practice, you should collaborate with your colleagues, the people who are same like-minded, and then get together to provide a one-stop solutions as far as the accounting firms is concerned. And in that case also, you need to think big, that you need to grow into a very large accounting firm. At present, if you look at the statistics, only 0.5 or 0.6% of the firms are over 20 partner firms in India. So, and our Prime Minister has set in a goal that you should have the top big fours from India. So, in keeping that goal in mind, we should also go forward and adopt ourselves to it. Last but not the least, we need to have education and training. No one is perfect. At present also, we read all the journals. I would always say the institute journals, and in future, the most beautiful journal which I come across is the Bombay Chartered Accountant Society journal. So if I would advise each one of you to become member of BCA, that because BCA is an organization which goes in, a lot of research goes into that, and the journal which they come out is excellent. The quality is superb, the articles are too good. Therefore, I would always say that read. So these are the new areas where one can look into: the KPO, management consultants, internal audit, risk assessment and mitigation, due diligence, corporate governance, arbitration, insurance advisory, ERP implementation, insolvency professional, valuations, business process re-engineering. I think I always say the last two are the most recent additions to my list over here. One is cybersecurity and the other is data analytics. Cybersecurity, because now everything is moving on to the cloud computing. And as an accountant, we are and we will always be the best in accounting systems and processes and analytics. Therefore, we are the right people to look into the cybersecurity as well. So cybersecurity is the most emerging field which I think people should go towards, and it will be the future. And also data analytics. Earlier days, oil was the economic which created values. But now I always say that data is the new oil these days. If you have great data with you, you will be able to take great decisions, and based on that decisions would always be very fruitful. So data analytics is another area which has emerged as a very productive area for us as chartered accountants. Coming back to the original subject on which I need to speak is the KPO. All of you know KPO means it is not a repetitive nature job, but it requires domain expertise. Domain expertise, may that be in accounting, may that be in tax, or I would even say may that be in audit. Though we are not supposed to sign any financial statements or certification, but we can very well help the accounting firms abroad to do their audits from out of India. The main reason why this area has developed is in the foreign countries, there is a problem of aging population. In countries like the UK, the US, and Australia, the aging population is the biggest worry which is for the accountants. And secondly, accounting is not a preferred profession for people. And thirdly, after COVID, people have become lazy and they don't want to work. So all these three factors have ascertained that India be the hub for accounting and tax outsourcing to the world. Again, as I told you, India has the largest English-speaking population in the world. Apart from this, India has the youngest population in the world. 65% of the population is below 35 years or under. Therefore, there is a lot of graduates. Accounting is a preferred preferred profession, may that be chartered accountant, may that be MBAs, CS, cost accountants, or masters in accountants, etc., etc. If India has to become a $5 trillion economy, then the service sector needs to play a very important role as far as the Indian economy is concerned. And therefore, again, India will be a preferred destination there. India is a net exporter on export volume as high as 54 billion in 2019, growing at the rate of 9% from $42 billion in 2017. The accounting and finance services sector participates around 8% growth over 2016 to 2021. India is the highest number of accounting professionals, second largest in the world after the US. But again, I don't agree to this statement because it is changing. The changing reason, as I told you earlier, the three. First is aging population. Second is people don't want to work. And third is that accountant is not a preferred degree in the states. And we as chartered accountants, we have very good qualities, including a natural flair for accounts, mathematics, research and analysis. If you talk to any chartered accountant, I think analysis comes first and the accounting skill later on. But then they are the masters in that. We have the young chartered accountants who use the latest technology. As I told you earlier, technology is built into all of you. And you can very easily work with any of the softwares which the world provides. This makes us the ideal persons to be the part of KPO industry. Again, Ahmedabad has grown to be a very big destination for KPO because it is a very high qualified resources available. It has the finest education institutions in Ahmedabad and around Ahmedabad. The city has low proficiency in English language. However, the government has initiated various initiatives so that the English proficiency should be increased. The gift city has been set up and IFSC has recognized bookkeeping, accounting and tax services as part of their main services which one can provide because they want to take India as an accounting and tax hub to the world. And moreover, the Ahmedabad city's cost structure is much lower than the high-end cost structures of Bangalore or Delhi or Mumbai or Hyderabad. What constitutes a KPO? I think I call it an IPO. It is infrastructure, people, and the operations. So before going in or pitching into the business of KPO, one should have all the three in place before they go in for the pitching of the KPO business. What I always say, that don't go and just email to somebody that you are capable of delivering the services and you have to show that you have the infrastructure, you have the people and the systems, how you will protect the data and how you will take care of the data and how you will process the data as far as the operations are concerned. And once you have all these three things, then only you go out, do some networking, and based on networking, you bring in the clients. And that will be a long-term goal for you. It cannot happen overnight. You will have to put in efforts, and based on that efforts and networking, you will be able to get enough work. I think the whole ocean full of work is available in the market. So I don't see anyone remaining unemployed or without work as far as the KPO business is concerned. And when we talk about account and finance KPO, it is bookkeeping, finalization of accounts, preparation of financial statements, IFRS compliance, receivables, receivable and payable management, tax returns, may that be income tax or local taxes, payroll processing, and audit support services. I'm talking about audit support services because as per the WTO, none of the foreign firms are recognized to sign off in India, and similarly Indians are not allowed to sign off in the foreign countries. Therefore, that is a barrier as far as the audit services are concerned. India doesn't allow any foreign firms to practice as chartered accountants in India, and similarly the world doesn't allow India to practice abroad. Therefore, we can just provide support services and we cannot sign off the audits. Others is management information system reports, financial analysis, research, including company analysis, equity research, economic research, and financial modeling. There are the few other areas. Other areas where chartered accountants can also do is the intellectual property research as well as legal services. Other than that, it is business and market research, medical research, training, consultancy. Pharmaceutical fields, there is a huge research going on in India, and animation and design. These are all included under KPO services because you require specialized knowledge for that. And the countries is mostly the English-speaking countries because of the language barrier, though our institute has come up with the various courses in German and French languages, where if someone can go and master that language, they can even go to the countries like Germany or France or other countries, Italy for that matter, and bring the accounting and tax work. The only hindrance out here is that the language barrier is there as far as these countries are concerned. When we talk about all these good things, there are always challenges as well. There are always two sides to a coin. So some of the challenges is managing the costs, quality and timely delivery of services, because the foreign clients don't know that you have marriages or deaths in the family or marriages during the weekdays or you have to go out with friends, etc., etc. They just know that this is the work that you do and it has to be delivered in timely manner in a particular quality which they have informed. So quality and timely delivery of services becomes very important. Second, availability and cultivation of talent. That is, the training is must, and because unless you give the training, you won't be able to train the people in the new areas which you are required, and also in the systems of the international client. Security and confidentiality. One lapse of security and your whole business will go haywire, because you will get credit card numbers, social security numbers, tax identification numbers of various countries onto you, and you are required to protect that very diligently. I always tell that your person sitting next to you also should not know of whose tax return or whose accounting data you are processing. So that is the level of security we are talking about, and confidentiality we are talking about. Security also, there are various certification available like ISO 27001, etc., which are necessary. And the last challenge is the newer destination being developed as KPO services. For example, when we talk about accounting outsourcing, Vietnam, Philippines, Puerto Rico, all these destinations are developing. Even some of the African countries were also our competitors. So we will have to be aware where the competition is coming from. So with the challenges, there are also various myths as far as the KPOs are concerned. People say that once you join the League of International Accounting, you have limited growth or no growth prospects. I'll give you the example. The other day, about 50 of my ex-staff got together and they invited me to come over and meet all of them. See, they were my first batch. That was in the way 2001, what we were talking about. And at that time, the first question what they asked me, sir, what is my career going to look like when I am foregoing the Indian accounting system and adopting new processes? So I asked them that same question when they met about 20 years after today, that now what do you think? And they say that, sir, we had never dreamt that our career would be such. Some of them are in the process, they have taken over, bought out firms in the US, and they are practicing from India. They have taken CPA degrees and they are practicing from India. Some of them are presidents and vice presidents in large accounting outfits which are providing back office, and also they are part of large CPA firms which have come to India and created that back office. So the summary is that there is no limitation to growth and prospects. In the job market also nowadays, I think with the institute also promoting international outsourcing and offshoring, I think the job opportunities are limitless. Out of touch with traditional practice. Who is telling you to be out of touch with them? You be in touch, you read, even when you are doing accounting outsourcing for US or other countries, why can't you take some time off and read Indian practice as well, journals, etc. You will be updated for the Indian practice also. So you can't be out of touch. For example, I am providing services to Indian clients as well as international clients. I have not lost trust with my Indian clients as well. Therefore, I think that is a myth. And again, the data entry type of work. You are a chartered accountant. You are not supposed to do any data entry. You are there for the analysis. You are there for finalization of work. You are there for preparing tax returns. Therefore, we are not saying here that they are supposed to do data entry work. It is absolutely not data entry work. It is very high level of work which the CPAs or the chartered accountants abroad are doing in their office, and the same work gets done here in India. And the next myth is that need for re-education. As I told you earlier, education and training is part of all of us when you have this degree called CA. Till the end of your life, you are always a student. And I would very aptly give the example of my founder partner and also my father. He used to read 16 journals till the age of 85 years. And every day when you see him, he will be there reading books, writing the notations on that book, and he would definitely remember that which client, which judgment will be applicable. He used to read 16 journals on monthly basis. So at 85, someone can read, why not you all at this young age? So therefore, there is no need of re-education. It is part of your life now. So as I say, the reality is that as compared to the traditional practice, there are equal opportunities for growth. I don't say there more opportunity. I always say it is equal opportunities because India is also a growing market. And similar type of outsourcing activities is also available for the Indian market as well. Not only for the KPO is not only related to international market, but I always say that it is now related to the Indian market as well, because there are multiple startups, and these startups are mostly technical people, and they always require the help of financial professionals to make them understand what the financial situation is. And therefore, KPO becomes even bigger opportunity. May that be India, may that be abroad. Any market if you look at, KPO is an opportunity. The knowledge acquired in KPO will be value add and will support and strengthen the skills to be applied to the traditional practice. Quality consciousness, time and target management, communication skills, leadership techniques, and exposure to deal with international clients are the value additions in working with KPO. KPO signifies outsourcing of core activities, and hence it cannot be said that it is a data entry work. And again, the re-education I had explained to you. Most importantly, our institute has come up with the first batch of certificate course on overseas outsourcing services US market. This course starts on 8th of February to March 13. This is the first of the kind course which has been launched by the institute, and I congratulate the institute for at least coming out with such a course to educate its members and give certification. So as a employer, we are also very buoyant about this course so that we can take up people who are already trained into the US market at present. And I am told that they will be moving on to other markets as well in near future. In summary, KPO has emerged as an expanding frontier of our profession, and we, the chartered accountants, are in the heart of this change due to the assured quality services delivered in timely manner and endowed with accuracy, sophistication, transparent process, and professional touch. So these are our qualities, and therefore we need to be challenged by taking up this profession. Thank you all for your patient hearing, and if you have any queries or anything, you can contact me on my email address which is given, and look forward to welcoming you to our profession once again, and congratulations to all of you. Thank you.
Sir, thank you. Sir, before that, just to add what sir has carried on, just I'll request all the members to go, when you go for the interview, just go with full of confidence, because may it be accounting entry, may it be taxation, or may it be accounting standards, auditing standards, the knowledge which you guys possess, recently qualified chartered accountant, I doubt the HR team and HR manager sitting across the table would be knowing, because a person can be expert in one domain, maybe GST, income tax, auditing, but you guys have gone through the exemplary situation from examination where you have studied a syllabus thoroughly, skipping one or two chapters maybe here and there, but that can be the reason where you underscore yourself in an interview. And one more thing, don't sacrifice your integrity and independence for shortcut success. Just remember the day when you qualified your examination and become a qualified chartered accountant, and when your mother cried unconsolably with the joys in her eyes, and just remember how she would feel or how her parents would be feeling, that for some shortcut success, for some money, we have integrated, you have sacrificed your integrity, and your name is dragged in some newspaper that a chartered accountant so and so has committed such fraud or has caught something. And again, that one spot in chartered accountancy can create a big spot on the entire community. Yes, you are at par with all the senior chartered accountant. When you are qualifying a chartered accountant, there is no senior or junior. You are chartered accountant, I am chartered accountant, sir is chartered accountant. So just don't underscore yourself in any situation, and just be confident whenever you go for the interview. Sir has talked about and proficiency in English language. Yes, English is efficient, but again, that should not be the mantra for your success or mantra for your qualification. Start reading newspaper, start reading Economic Times, start reading business journal, and over and time and again you can surely grasp over English command. That is something very not very difficult when you have cleared this toughest examination of your career. And sir, now it gives me an immense pleasure to propose a very heartiest vote of thanks to the Kshitij sir. Sir, thank you so much for sparing your valuable time and sharing your rich knowledge with the young members here. I am sure with the experience you possess and the words you shared, the members here are going home with an exemplary knowledge and boost of confidence. Thank you so much, sir.